In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to deploy Google AI Studio app on Vercel. We'll be taking a project from Google AI Studio, sending it to GitHub, and then deploying it on Vercel so it can go live. This process is pretty straightforward, but it helps to move carefully so everything connects properly from one platform to the next. Start by going to Google AI Studio. If you're not already there, open it from your browser and head into the main Google AI Studio page. Once it loads, click on Google AI Studio from the search results or landing page so you're inside the platform itself. From there, look for the My Apps section and click into it. This is where your saved or created AI Studio apps are stored. When you see your list of projects, choose the project you want to deploy and open it. Make sure you're selecting the correct app here, because this is the version that will be exported and eventually published. Once the project is open, click on Share. This is where Google AI Studio gives you different ways to distribute or export your app. In the sharing options, click the right arrow to scroll through the available destinations until you find GitHub. If GitHub isn't immediately visible, just keep moving through the options until it appears. Now click on GitHub. Before creating the repository, make sure you're already logged into your GitHub account. That part is important because Google AI Studio needs permission to create and push the project files into a repository for you. After that, click Create New Repository. You'll be prompted to enter a repository name. Choose a clear name that makes it easy to recognize the project later, especially if you plan to manage multiple deployments. Then enter a repository description. This isn't required for functionality, but it's useful for organization, especially if you revisit the project later or share it with collaborators. Next, choose the repository visibility. You can set it to private or public depending on whether you want other people to see the source code. If you're just testing or working on something personal, private may be the better choice. If you want to share the project openly, public is fine. Once that's set, click Create GitHub Repository. Google AI Studio will prepare the code and connect it to GitHub. After the repository is created, click Stage and commit all changes. This step is what actually saves the project files and sends them into the repository so Vercel can access them later. If you skip this, the repository may exist but not contain the app code needed for deployment. With that done, go to Vercel. Before moving forward, make sure your Vercel account is already connected to your GitHub account. That connection is what allows Vercel to detect repositories and import them directly. If GitHub isn't connected yet, you'll need to finish that first before the repository can appear in your import list. Inside Vercel, click Add New, then choose Project. This opens the project import flow. You should now see a list of available GitHub repositories that Vercel can access. Find the repository you just created from Google AI Studio and click Import. At this stage, Vercel will prepare the project settings. In many cases, the defaults are enough, especially for a standard app export, so you usually won't need to change anything unless your project specifically requires it. Once you're ready, click Deploy. Vercel will then begin building and publishing the app. This can take a little time depending on the project size and configuration. When the deployment finishes, your app will have a live Vercel URL that you can open and share. And that's it. Your Google AI Studio app is now deployed on Vercel. If you make updates later and push changes to the same GitHub repository, Vercel can usually redeploy automatically, which makes future updates much easier.